Morning, Carla. This is Iqbal from the American Center, Dhaka, Bangladesh. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So nice to hear your voice, Iqbal.
Yeah, nice to hear your voice and see you as well. We are really excited because we are expecting a lot of students coming from different parts of the country. So you heard girl joining from Sylhet, which is another city, like 4 hours drive from Dhaka on a good day without traffic. So, we are expecting a lot of students coming from different parts of the country. So, really
Great.
excited.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. And this session will be recorded. So
Hmm.
um, we can send it out. I checked today and there were over 100 people registered to join. So we can send the recording to all of them if they don't make the meeting. I see we have about 4 minutes and now 13 people have signed in. Welcome everyone. Good morning. Good morning.
So, can I take this opportunity to say something for the all the students participants joining, Carla?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
please.
So thanks everyone for joining today, and thanks for responding to our request to join today's session. It will be a wonderful opportunity for you to understand the community colleges system, which is a unique system in the US. Please feel free to ask questions, get yourself used to this unique educational system of the US. So like you ask whatever questions you have, and as an international educator, I strongly believe that Carla can also help you with understanding the whole process and your what after 2 years of community college, what you can do after that, and what are some of the options you have. So ask those questions. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah,
You all can hear me? Yeah.
I
Okay.
can
Good.
hear you now, but you did break up a little bit.
Okay.
What I might do, sometimes it works better when people do not have their cameras on
Mm-hmm. True
uh,
that. Yes.
to grab the internet. So I would love to see all of your faces, but for the sake of the internet connection, if you can turn off your video connection, that will be great. I I wish we could use the video, but the yeah, Iqbal, your connection was kind of going in and out. So
Okay. Okay, Carla, over to you.
all right. Okay, I'm actually going to just come over here to uh, stop sharing my screen. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session today. I'm so happy that you can join and learn something new. And I know it's morning there in Bangladesh, and it's nighttime here in Oregon. I'm on the west coast of the US, and it's almost around 9 p.m. here. So soon I will go to sleep. But you are way ahead of me over there. You guys have got a head start already. So yeah, I've been working with Iqbal there in Dhaka. And thank you so much, Iqbal, for coordinating this session. It's a great opportunity for me and for the participants as well. This session is being recorded. So after the session, I will send you an online link You can review the session or share with other people. And all right, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen again. So today I will give you a presentation about financing your education in the USA. And there is a chat box there. I think it might be at the bottom of your screen or the top. Feel free to write questions, comments in the chat box, and we will check it from time to time to make sure we answer your questions. And we can continue the conversation. I see someone. Good morning, Hassan. Welcome, Hassan. All right. Okay. So today I will talk again about financing your education in the US. And then I will also be talking about the college where I work. I will give you some information about Lane Community College as well. Good morning, Mohammed Jalal. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get started. So I am your presenter today. My name is Carla Andersen, and I am an associate director at Lane Community College. All right. Oh, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I see lots of you writing in. Thank you. It's actually good evening for me. All right. So maybe this is you. You say, I'd like to study in the USA. Wow, great opportunity. What are my finance options? Finance options are a very important aspect of planning to study in the United States. So just to start out with some of the more traditional funding options. Of course, your family. This is the most typical for most of our students. Talk with your family, your parents, maybe your aunties and uncles or grandparents. Talk with them. Education is an investment, and they have an opportunity to invest in your future. So ask your family what resources are available. Also, you might want to approach a local company to sponsor you. Some of our students are actually sponsored by local companies. So that is another option. Sometimes you might have international companies there in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, and you might want to study the industry that that company is involved in. I'm not too familiar with Bangladesh at this time, but what industries are there? Do you want to study something similar? And sometimes a company might sponsor you, and then you agree. You will come back, you will work for them for 5 years or something like that. So get creative. Don't leave any stone unturned. Local groups or organizations also might sponsor you. I know there are some global organizations like Lions Club, Rotary Club. These types of business-related clubs often have resources available to help people. So you may want to make a plan and give a presentation to them about why they should sponsor your future education. Scholarships. Scholarships are always a fantastic option. You can apply for scholarships from the school that you are applying to study at. So sometimes colleges and universities will have scholarship options for new international students. We love to have diversity on our campus. And that motivates us to help brilliant students come from different countries to bring some rich diversity, a new perspective. So whatever school you are interested in, university or college, talk to them, and each one will be different. Each one will have its own requirements for scholarships, so ask them. And a lot of times they will be looking for merit-based, so if you have very high scores, very high grades, that will help you. And some of them need-based, so each one is different. Scholarships from your government or governmental organizations in your country. We have some students at Lane Community College who are sponsored through government scholarships. We have some students from Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, and their governments are very strong to support education, which is a brilliant strategy. They send their bright students to get fantastic educations and come back and continue to work in their countries to benefit the country. So you might want to explore that option with the Ministry of Education in Bangladesh. Oh, I see a little chat here. All right. I will go back to questions in a minute. Also, scholarship options through the U.S. Embassy or American Council's Education USA. So Mr. Iqbal, he's on the call today. He would be someone you could ask, what scholarship opportunities are there from the U.S. government? So just a quick insert here about my college specifically. At Lane Community College, we do offer scholarships to new international students like you. And we are very happy to provide this opportunity to you. And our award for scholarship ranges from $500 US to $3,500 US. We don't offer any full scholarships. So if you need a full scholarship, unfortunately, we probably are not the best option for you unless you find scholarship money from some of the other sources that I mentioned. And if you want to know more about the Lane Community College Scholarship, you can write to me. My name is there on the screen, Carla. And my email address is also there, andersencc@lanecc.edu. And I'm happy to send you more information and answer all of your questions. And my email address will show up again if you didn't get it. Now, some creative thinking around financing. We do have students studying on our campus who have an educational loan from a bank in their country. So usually you cannot get this from a US bank, but perhaps a bank in your country. And usually these types of loans should have very low interest rate, and sometimes you can pay them back after you graduate and you are employed. So that's another thing to think about. When you're looking at your total financial package, think about your income from working on campus. It's another source of income. When you want to study in the United States, after you apply to a college or university and are fully admitted, then you go to the embassy and you request an F1 student visa. And you say, I am a student. I want to study in the US. Your main purpose, your main goal is to study. your first focus, your most important thing is to study, study, study. But your F1 student visa does allow you to work part-time on the campus where you are studying. So this is a special aspect of the student visa. Part-time work is up to 20 hours. You cannot work more than 20 hours a week. That would not be following the guidelines. And you get paid. So still, you don't have a work visa. You cannot work off campus. You cannot work full-time, but the student visa does allow. So when you are talking with a college or university that you would like to attend, you could ask them, do you have on-campus jobs? What types of jobs could I do? And honestly, for you, dear people from Bangladesh, I know you can speak English. So actually, you will have an easier time getting an on-campus job because we have students from many different, oh, thanks, guys. All right, sorry about that technical issue. All right, so we were talking about on-campus jobs. And so when you're applying to a college or university, ask them about what options they have for on-campus jobs and maybe how much they pay and how many hours each week you could work. For example, at Lane Community College, we do have on-campus jobs, but usually one student would only work maybe 5 or 10 hours a week. So we rarely have enough jobs for everyone to work the full 20 hours. So actually, I do know some international students, they got two, they got 2 jobs so that they could work all 20 hours. So it's something to think about. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with GoFundMe account, but you can Google that. You probably will have this in Bangladesh, but this is like the option of raising money from your friends. so you could ask a lot of people to help, maybe giving a small amount and make a case what you want to do and why you want to study in US, and maybe a group of people can help fund your education. And also just something to think about for you young people, maybe you are not married yet, maybe you don't have children, but it's not too early to think about your future life. You will probably get married and have children. So they might also want to study in another country. So you could start saving now and just saving small amounts of money. Then when your children are 17 or 18 years old, you will have money saved for them to study abroad. That's just another creative thought. So you could ask your parents to talk to their employer for special scholarship options. Maybe they can talk to someone in the human resource department. Sometimes companies actually have benefits, educational benefits, and a lot of times employers may not even know about this. So ask your parents to talk to their employer and say, my son or daughter wants to study in US. This is an opportunity and we want to grab it. And ask them what funding can they also give. Sell assets to invest in your future. We have some students at Lane Community College who their parents had to sell some land, had to sell a house. They had built up some very good assets in different places. And they said, okay, those are our investments, but education is also a very, very good investment. So let's sell these investments, and then we will use that money to help our son or daughter study abroad. So something to think about. And then, of course, choose an affordable college or university. And there is a wide range. So you do have to do your research. What are the costs for the tuition and the fees and the books and the housing? You've got to research. The United States is a very, very large country, as you know, and a lot of diversity. So you have a lot of different options to look at. Don't only look at Harvard University, okay? Hi, Ranel. If you could turn off your video, that would be great, because we have some internet issues. I don't want to zap the internet. Now, you see there, choose an affordable college and what? Location. So I can say location, location, location. You have two things you have to look at. Not only the costs for the college or university, but also the cost of living for the location of that college or university. So usually big cities are more expensive. I don't know about Bangladesh. Maybe Dhaka is very expensive. I'm not sure, but typically that is the case. So if you are in Seattle, Los Angeles, New York, those wonderful places, but the cost of living can be very high. Even I cannot afford to live in those places. The food is expensive, the housing is expensive, the transportation is expensive. But there are other areas in the United States, in smaller towns and smaller cities, where the cost of living is much less. And you can just Google. So if you find the location you want to study, the city, the town, you can Google cost of living for that location, and you can find a lot of good data to inform your decision. So don't only look at the cost of the college and university, but look at the cost of living also. All right, more creative thinking. Plan for OPT. OPT is an acronym for optional practical training. All right, and OPT is part of the F1 student visa. This allows you to work in the United States every time you complete a degree. Yes, and you can work for up to 1 year after your associate's degree. So, for example, when you come to Lane Community College, you graduate after 2 years with a 2-year associate degree. So this, we have graduation ceremony. With this, you can do 1 year of OPT. This is working in the area that you studied full-time. It can be off campus and you get paid. So we have students who will come to Lane Community College for 2 years, graduate with associate's degree, then work for 1 year in the United States and save money as they plan to transfer to university. And this is actually another advantage of starting in a community college, because if you start in a community college, you will graduate after 2 years, but going to a 4-year university, you would graduate after 4 years, and then you could do OPT. So coming to a community college gives you one more opportunity to do OPT. Now, after university, after bachelor's degree, you can do OPT again. And after a bachelor's degree, there are other options. I know for STEM fields, you can do 2 or 3 years of OPT. So after community college, 1 year of OPT. After university bachelor's degree, you can do it again. All right. More creative thinking to reduce your living expenses. You can reduce your living expenses by cooking your own meals. So in the United States and on our campus, you can eat in the cafeteria. We have coffee shops. We have a restaurant on campus. You can eat there. And actually, it's quite affordable, but it's still more expensive than preparing your own meal. So something to think about. And our student housing, we built beautiful student housing. Each apartment has 4 students and a full kitchen. So if you want to cook delicious food, you need a kitchen, isn't it? So look at what student housing you will live in and is a kitchen available, because many colleges and universities might have a dormitory and it's just a room, maybe with 2 beds, no kitchen. So look at what housing options you can find that are affordable and have a kitchen so you can prepare your own meals. I will show you a picture of ours in a minute. You can see the kitchen. So I am going to transition here to talk a little bit more specifically about my college. Yay! Lane Community College. And I'm going to give you some more details as an affordable option for starting. Now, let me take a pause here, and I'm going to go over to the chat box. I know we have some questions coming in. All right, thank you, everyone. Okay, we have a question here from a student. It says, I have completed 1 year at another community college. Is it possible that I do my 2nd year in a different community college and apply for OPT? All right. If you guys look over in the chat box, I'm typing my name and my email address there. Feel free to write it down. And for the student asking this question, I'm happy to correspond with you. So let's chat about that. I think it's definitely possible. You can do your 2nd year in a different community college and apply for OPT. You can apply for OPT every time you graduate with a degree. So that is the key, graduation. Then you can apply for OPT. Okay, let me go up here. Yes, Mohammed confirmed. Dhaka is the most expensive city in Bangladesh of the 63 cities. Oh, I would love to come to Bangladesh someday. That would be wonderful. Okay, great. I thank you for the comments here. Wonderful. Okay, yes. Let me see if there are any other questions. Oh, it looks like it deleted the questions that you typed prior to the technical difficulties. So I can't see them if you want to type them again. Okay, I see 2 new messages. Thank you, you're welcome. All right, I see a question here. I have completed SCC exam. Now I am in grade 11 in Bangladesh. Can I apply for 11th grade in USA? From SJB, Juthi. I'm not sure I completely understand the question, but I'm not sure. Do you want to come for high school here or do you want to come for college? If you want to clarify in the chat box. For Lane Community College, we welcome students who are at least 17 years old. So if that's after grade 11, I'm not sure about the grading, the levels in Bangladesh, but we welcome students who are at least 17 years old. Okay, so you do want to come to a high school. You know, you probably could apply to come to a high school. I'm not an expert on the high schools in US, but I know some people who work with international students at high school. So SJB, just please scroll up. You will see my name and email address. Send me an email. I will connect you. All right. I will connect you with them and you can discuss coming to high school. All right, another question here. Is it a myth in Bangladesh that getting chances of visa is low for community college? I'm not sure, Iqbal. Do you want to reply to that one? I don't know the Bangladesh situation. Is it a myth that applying for community college is difficult to get a visa? Oh, maybe I need to unmute you. Let me find. Just 1 second. I want to find Mr. Iqbal. He works with American Council's Education USA there in Bangladesh.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
So that's a great question. It's all we can tell you at this point is you have to have a plan, um, because when you come back to Bangladesh or in many other countries in the world, associate's degree, like just completing 2 years might not be understood well, and it cannot always give you the career which is throughout the world, it's after 4-year bachelor degree. So when you face an interview with in regards to your intention or your motivation for pursuing a community college degree and an associate's degree, you have to also show a path, what do you want to do after 2 years of education in the community college, and do you want to transfer to a 4-year college, or do you want what is your plan? A lot of community colleges have articulation agreement with 4-year institutions, and do you want to pursue a degree in one of those institutions where the community college has articulation agreement with, or do you want to transfer to a dream school, for example? So it's the meat is sometimes has a basis, but then again it's a lot of case specific as well. Are you able to answer those questions? Are you prepared for your future? So I hope this answers your question, and feel free to reach out to Education USA. We can explain this, we have a lot of group sessions where we discuss about these things. So thank you, Carla.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. And I completely agree. I hear this same thing in other countries. When you want to do community college first, you need to research your full educational plan and be able to articulate it. So you want to do X, Y, and Z because, and this is a very huge decision. For those of you who are young people, this might be the biggest decision of your life so far to study in US. So you will not take it lightly, eh? You will do your research. And when you are able to speak confidently to the visa officer, there's a better chance. And of course, with getting the visa, you need to demonstrate you have the financial capacity, and you need to demonstrate your plan to return home to Bangladesh after your studies. Okay, I'm going to take one more question at this time. And then we will come back. I have completed the GED test. Congratulations. And do I need to submit the secondary school certificate and high school certificate for associate's degree? Thank you for that question. And every college and university will be different, quite honestly. So each one might have a slightly different requirement, but usually at Lane Community College, you can send your GED results but we would also want to see your transcripts from high school, most recent transcripts that will list your courses and what scores you received for those courses, all right? So we can accept the GED, that's great, that's fantastic, but we will also be evaluating your transcripts. Okay, well, let's continue on here and we will have more time for questions. So I'm going to now transition to talk a little bit more about Lane Community College. So where is Lane? Lane is located in the city of Eugene in the state of Oregon on the west coast of the United States. So it's there where you see the red star. And we're a small city. We are not a huge city. I'm from here, so I absolutely love it. We don't have a lot of traffic. Maybe in rush hour, we have a little traffic, but very little. And you know, Oregon is a tax-free state. There are 50 states in the US, as you probably know. And only 3 states are tax-free. So the cost of living here is much lower. Everything you buy, you don't have to pay tax for that. And places like big cities like Seattle, Los Angeles, the tax can be 10 or 11% on everything you purchase. So the cost becomes much higher. And we are a very safe and friendly college town. Lane Community College is here in Eugene with 10,000 students. University of Oregon with 30,000 students. And Northwest Christian University with about 5,000 students. So our city has lots of students and many activities and services for students. And we have very mild weather. That's one thing that many international students love. It doesn't get freezing cold here. We rarely have snow. So the weather here is very, very mild. It doesn't get extremely hot or extremely cold. We don't need air conditioning, for example. My house does not have any system to make it cool. It's fine without that. We do have a rainy season from about November to March. We have a lot of rain, and I love the rain. It keeps the atmosphere very fresh, and Oregon is very green. And this time of year is so beautiful. There are so many trees and flowers everywhere. So Lane is a fully accredited public college. So this means the US government comes to Lane to check our quality regularly. And we value that. It's someone from the outside coming to look. They can sometimes see things we don't see, isn't it? They give us compliments in many areas we are doing very, very well in. Also, they will give us very good advice for areas we can improve. So this is a valuable process, accreditation process. When you are looking for a college or university in the US, be sure to check on accreditation, because when you graduate from an accredited college or university, your degree has value because that college or university has the stamp of high quality. And each year we welcome about 400 international students from over 40 countries. So you will have friends from all over the world. And of course, you will enjoy studying together with about 10,000 American students. And we do have students from Southeast Asia and India, but we don't have any students right now from Bangladesh. We have had in the past, but we would love to have more diversity and have some students from Bangladesh. Our main campus is very large, about 130 hectares, and we have 5 campuses here in Oregon. So why should you consider Lane as an option? We are a national leader in innovation, and we have been nationally recognized for excellence in community college education. And we're very proud to be a member of the League for Innovation. This represents 19 of the top community colleges in the US. Also, as I already mentioned, we do offer scholarships. So new international students are able to apply for scholarships from $500 up to $3,500. And again, I will just say, unfortunately, we don't offer any full scholarships. So I wish we could. That would be fantastic. At Lane, we do have an internship program. So an internship, you are able to practice what you are learning. So in the classroom, you learn a lot from your textbooks. But once you start to practice and use the skills that you were learning in the classroom, then your mind really opens and you can understand even better what you were learning. So we work with over 800 businesses and organizations, and all international students can join the internship program. So you will still have class. You might have class, 5 or 10 hours a week, and then you will also be going to your internship. And we have a team on campus that actually coordinates the internships. So you are not alone to figure it out. You have an advisor who helps you identify the internship and set it up with one of our partners. More reasons to consider Lane. We're in an excellent location, a very friendly college town. And as I mentioned, University of Oregon is here in Eugene with us, and it's a top-rated university, and they have 30,000. University of Oregon. Let me check the chat box here. Thanks, guys. So because Lane Community College and University of Oregon are here together, we have a strong partnership and we have a dual enrollment agreement. So this means students at Lane Community College can also take classes at University of Oregon. And this is a great opportunity, and you get a reduced price. So University of Oregon is a very expensive university, very, very good university. But when you're a Lane student, you actually get a discounted tuition at the university. So you could try out some classes there. And at Lane, we have academic advisors who help you. So the academic advisors can guide you in this process if you want to take advantage of studying on 2 campuses. And actually it goes both ways. University of Oregon accepts all of our credits and we accept all of their credits. So University of Oregon students even come over to Lane to take some classes. And so it's a beautiful system of sharing. And many of the professors at University of Oregon also teach courses at Lane. So it's kind of like one big campus. And of course, since it's here in our city, many of our graduates do transfer to University of Oregon. And they love the city and they want to continue studying here. Some other fantastic things about Lane, we have a small class size, about 21 students in a class, and students can easily talk with their professors. So we highly value participation in the classroom, And in a smaller classroom setting, it's a lot more comfortable for you to fully participate. This is in contrast to many universities. So many universities might have 100, 200 or more students in the class. And it can be intimidating to participate. You can participate by asking questions in the class, answering questions that the professor puts out to the class, participating in group discussion, and sometimes part of your final grade can even be based on how much you participated in the class. When I was in university, I had a class with 200 students, and I was even shy to say something in that class because 400 eyes will be looking at me. And I'm American. English is my first language, but I was still very intimidated. So at Lane, we believe keeping a smaller class size creates a very good learning environment for students to be engaged. All right, we will have more questions in just a minute. Thank you for raising your hand. Okay, at Lane, we also have excellent peer mentors. So peer mentors are student leaders, usually in their second year. They help all of the new students. So even before you arrive on campus, you would receive an email from your peer mentor. They will say, congratulations on being admitted to Lane. How can I help you prepare? So you can start chatting and dialoguing with a peer mentor before you come. And then when you come, we offer free airport pickup. Your peer mentor comes on the shuttle bus to the airport and they will welcome you. And then they help you adjust to the campus, to get to know the city. They help you if you want US mobile phone or open a US bank account or all of those ins and outs. They help you. They live in our student housing and they will introduce you to people and you can make friends and build community. And at Lane, we also have affordable tuition and I will show you more about that in a minute. Oh, okay, so let me stop here before I continue. I know some of you had questions. Unfortunately, the questions can get deleted when I have the technical difficulties. So if you have questions, right now I don't see any. I'm so sorry. I know that some of you had previously typed questions. So please, if you wouldn't mind asking them again, hopefully they won't get deleted again. But
Carla, just to help, I can read some of the questions from the chat box because it's showing in my chat box.
oh, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, go for it, Iqbal.
So, um,
I do see one here. I'll go ahead and a new one. What are the postgraduate degrees do you have? So I'm going to talk in a minute about what degrees we offer, but actually we don't offer any postgraduate degrees. Mohammed, I'm so sorry. We offer the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree, which is, as you know, undergraduate. But Education USA and Mr. Iqbal, who's on the call today, he would be a very good one to have a session, advising session. Join one of his sessions and he could also address the postgraduates.
okay, we have a question here, Carla, if
Yeah,
I can read it out for you.
okay.
So it asks, Juthi asks, do we need IELTS or TOEFL to apply for community colleges?
Oh, fantastic question. I love that one. So, you know, there are more than 1,000 community colleges in the US. So there are many, many, many options, and each one will have slightly different requirements. So you do need to research each one. Now, I can talk about Lane. We actually do not require TOEFL or IELTS to be admitted to Lane. But if you do not have TOEFL or IELTS, you will have to have our English placement test. So that test is not for admission. It's just for placement. And I know most of you, I'm sure, are very fluent in English. So you probably do not need our ESL program. But what advice I would give you is sometimes having these tests of English proficiency help you get a visa. I don't know, Iqbal, what would you recommend for Bangladesh for TOEFL or IELTS?
Just so that as a general answer to this, um, it is not a visa requirement, or this is not something that is listed as a criteria to have, but the decision is on the onus of the consular officers, and the primarily what is looked at is your I-20, and the I-20 will list everything. So if the university or college is satisfied, that's not a big cause of concern. But even though it's not a concern for a visa officer or someone else, what we try to tell students that it's not very expensive to um, sit for an IELTS or TOEFL test in Bangladesh, and already prove that you have certain proficiency level. And English is not our first language in Bangladesh, and a lot of the schools and colleges and universities in Bangladesh do not actually, their medium of instruction is not always English first. So it's always good to demonstrate that you have taken this extra step, and you have certain qualifications. Even though you are fluent in English writing and reading, it's good to have that certificate in hand, and which is really not that expensive. Rather than you have to go to the US and attend an ESL class, the English language class for a semester, it's much more cheaper. But the decision is yours. So it's not to answer to your question, it's not a basic requirement for anything other than demonstrate your capabilities and skills.
Yes, yes, that's a very, I like that. That is a very, very good answer. Do you see another question there?
There is a question about do the student require GRE or GMAT? This is basically for graduate students, but do you want to talk about something like ACT or ACT? Do you require that?
Yeah, we don't. We don't require those tests. There's another question here coming through. What are the basic requirements to apply to get into a community college? So I will say that each college is different. So you would have to look at each college differently. At Lane, we have very open admissions. So we want to welcome all students to Lane. So what we need is your transcripts from high school. We love to see proof of English proficiency, but it is not required. So TOEFL, IELTS is great, Duolingo, your passport, and we also need your financial documents. And those are the key documents that you would submit along with the online application. But we have quite an open door policy, like most community colleges do. Sometimes students, like we have had students, they want to go to University of California campuses. They apply there, but those campuses can be very difficult to be admitted, even for Americans. So they come to Lane first and they get their associate degree, and universities in the United States recognize this 2-year degree. And then we have students now studying in University of California. Whereas before, it was so challenging to get admitted. But after an associate degree, they've proven that they can finish a degree in the US, and many universities like to see that and can welcome them.
Carla, we have another question I can see.
Uh-huh.
It says, if someone has big study gap like 8 or 9 years, is there any difficulties he or she will face for admission for associate's degree?
Oh, okay. Very, very good question. For Lane Community College, no. We would welcome students of any age. Well, our minimum age, I should say, is 17. So 17 years or older. Our maximum age is 117. But no, for us, you're welcome. The issue, Iqbal, I think I see coming maybe with the visa. I'm not sure what you could add on that.
So what was the question? I didn't see it.
Oh, I was just saying, this person asking about, they're a bit older, you know,
Mhm.
what did it say, 8 or 9 years out of school
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for
So
us,
no, it's not. You know, like in Education USA organizes consular and visa sessions every month.
uh-huh,
And although I'm not an expert on visas, but what I hear from my colleagues from the visa section and the consular officers, they always talk about three things, which is the intention, the qualification, and the funding. Those are the three criterias uh, my colleagues at the consular section always talks about.
mhm,
So that means that the intention, like, are you a serious student? Do you have the correct financial plan, or like, the support from either from your personal source or from the college? And like do you have the correct kind of qualifications? Like, for example, are you coming have you completed your high schools in Bangladesh to go to a community college in the US or things like that? So those are the three, like, we and I like, as a US government program, no one is discriminated by their age, or like, their sex, or their any of the other criterias. And it depends on the university or college whether they want to accept certain student and they feel that the student is qualified or not. Just because someone has a study gap doesn't always interpret that they are like, not qualified for further studies. But uh, like, the person who looks at it, for example, Carla, when the college looks at an application, they do not really judge by a certain thing, rather than it's a holistic approach. If
yeah.
a holistic approach means that a student is qualified to pursue further studies, like, so it, like, everyone is the whole of the process is more on a holistic. I don't see any particular concern on this.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. That's very, very true. And at Lane, we do welcome students, even if they have a study gap. So before I continue, I'll just answer, I see some questions coming through about the current COVID-19 pandemic. I will just answer quickly. Right now at Lane Community College, we are welcoming applications for fall term 2020 that will start in September. Our application is still open, but We do not have a final decision yet on if we will have on-campus courses, because all of our courses right now are remote, virtual, online courses because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Our campus, physical campus is closed. So I'm working from home. So what I'm telling students is if you're interested in applying, contact each college or university. They will have different situations, but at Lane, we are still welcoming applications. If a student cannot come in September because of the pandemic, or the embassy is still closed, or the campus is closed, or what, we are happy to defer your application to January term. So we welcome students every January as well, and there's no fee to defer your application. And if for some reason, we hope not, that you cannot come in January, we can change it to March. And you could come. We welcome students every March, so that will be March 2021. So you can go ahead and apply, and we can move your admission to a future term. And there's another option for online courses as well. So if you're already admitted for fall and cannot come, you could start taking some courses online. And we would love to help you in that process. And then you could still come to campus in January or March, and you will already have some of your credits finished. So something to think about. All right, let's continue. I will have time for a few questions later. So this is getting into the community college model we have referred to, 2+2. So you study 2 years at a community college like Lane and 2 years at a university for a 4-year bachelor's degree. So you might remember after 2 years, you get associate degree, and then you are eligible for OPT, working in the US. Then you transfer to university for just 2 more years, and you'll get bachelor's degree, and you are eligible for OPT again. So at Lane Community College, we offer more than 50 options for transfer programs. And the most popular are business, engineering, IT, computer science. We have aviation, nursing, psychology, many, many options. And after the 2-year associate degree, you can easily transfer to all of the universities in Oregon, in our state. This is a statewide agreement that we have. But you don't have to stay in Oregon. Our students have successfully transferred to more than 90 universities, 90, all around the United States. California, Washington, Wisconsin, Texas. The sky is the limit. So you have the opportunity to transfer to many fantastic universities, and we help you in the process. You have one-on-one academic advising, and we plan for this process from the beginning. In the picture, you see Sarah. This is one of our students from Thailand. And you see there, she went to Lane, and then when she graduated, she went to University of Minnesota. We do have the International English Program. So if students need to take, like Iqbal was saying, maybe 1 or 2 terms of English to top up, you can be admitted. We are happy to admit you. And you can join the English program first before going to the academic program. Now, just keep in mind that this would mean you are in the US longer, and it can add expenses to studying because you're paying for additional terms of study. Now at Lane, this is very unique for Lane. We have some global partnerships. So we have a 2+1 partnership with University in France, Rennes School of Business. So after Lane, you could actually transfer to France. And we also have 2+1 coming soon with New Zealand for graphic design, and Australia for business and hospitality management. And we have 2 university partnerships in UK. So after Lane, you could go on and transfer to another country. Iqbal, did you have a question about that? All right, I will continue. We have fantastic career and technical programs. Aviation pilot training. We have a campus at the airport and 12 airplanes, so you could learn to be a pilot. Aviation maintenance, aircraft maintenance, culinary and hospitality management programs. All right, let me stop here for a minute. We're almost finished. Let me see what other questions we have. I'm looking for PhD. Arfin. Okay, Arfin, that's fantastic. At my college, we don't offer PhDs, unfortunately, but connect with Education USA in Bangladesh, Mr. Iqbal. He will invite you, I'm sure, to advising sessions that can explore fantastic options for a PhD. And Mohammed says, do you have FinTech related programs? I actually don't know what FinTech is. What is FinTech? I've never heard of that before. So if you want to clarify that, Mohammed, can you type there? Or Iqbal, do you know what FinTech is? Oh, financial technological degrees. Is that like banking options, financial computer systems? Okay, fantastic. Yes, we have really great IT program, and we have finance. I'm going to read here. In our computer and information technologies, we have business information systems, computer science, of course, information science, computer engineering, computer network operations, computer programming, database programming, international business, business management, finance, business administration, business information systems. That one might be getting exactly at this financial technical program. So yeah, we have really great programs for that. Thank you for that question. We do, engineering is one of our top programs. So I see a question here about artificial intelligence. Maybe some of our engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, manufacturing, mechanical, chemical, great, really good engineering programs. We have really good transfer partners for engineering as well. Do you have gliding options in your airbase? I don't think we have any gliders. They're all airplanes with engines, so I don't think we have that. Okay, describe the, tell us more about open door policy. So at Lane and many community colleges, we have open admissions. We are able to admit most students who apply. So we are open access to students. Sometimes we have students who apply and they have lower academic performance in their home country, but we have some special support programs that they can join on campus to boost up their academic performance. So we are an open access college. Okay, we'll have a few questions later. I just have a couple more slides here.
There's a question about
Uh-huh,
AI, Carla, if you can address that before
sure.
you move. So artificial intelligence, very, very hot topic nowadays.
Yes, yes. I'm not familiar with, I don't think we have any specific AI courses, but I think some of the computer and information technology and engineering courses would create the fantastic foundation for that in the first 2 years. And then students could transfer to specific AI programs at universities. Um, as at community colleges, the first 2 years of study are more general education. And that is required at the university or a community college. It's the same. So in the first 2 years, you will have a lot of your general coursework. Then in the year 3 and year 4 of a bachelor's degree, you go very, very, very specific. So that's how I'm envisioning that. Would you add anything to that, Iqbal?
No, I think you have said it exactly the way I also understand. Just for everyone's understanding, and I think Carla, you can probably say something more about this. That some of the community colleges we know are very, very popular or renowned for a lot of technological, like uh, lab works or practical knowledges, and they give students an opportunity to work in hand or work in a real work simulation environment. So do you want to touch upon that as well a little bit?
Um, you mean the technical career programs?
Yes, yes, and also like work in a laboratory or like be ready to go to the industry right after the 2 years of associate's degree. And in community colleges, one of the focuses for the students are that they are ready for the industry or go after the associate's degree to work, and that's why they get a lot of opportunity to uh, get some practical experience or lab works or like some sort of technical exercise. So is it true for Lane Community College as well?
Yes, yes, that is very, very true. The program that really jumps into my mind when you talk about that is one of our 2-year programs. A lot of those hands-on programs have 1 and 2 year options, and like you said, you are career ready. You can jump in and work. And one of the programs that we have international students join is the aircraft maintenance. We have a fantastic aviation program, including the aircraft maintenance, and it's very hands-on. We have lots of engines, and we have aircrafts we take apart and put together. And we have international students who take this program and graduate and get very, very good jobs. And you can do the OPT after 2 years. We have a Vietnamese student who just graduated from that program, and he did 1 year of OPT here in the United States and got paid. And I don't know about the payment system in Bangladesh, but around the world, aircraft maintenance jobs have very good salaries because maintaining airplanes is so crucial. And
Mhm.
that's one. And then we have some energy management programs that have 1 and 2 year options, building controls technician, construction management, drafting. We have some too that are like web design, multimedia design, graphic design. Those have shorter term programs, and you're very, very ready to jump into a career. You don't necessarily have to continue on for a bachelor's degree. A few others, the computer network operations, computer simulation and game development, early childhood education. We have a really good 2-year program for early childhood educational, criminal justice, dental assisting for the teeth, a dental assistant, community health worker, drafting. Yeah, in many, many of the areas, we do have some of those fantastic programs that you're referring to.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So at Lane, we have great support for international students. And most community colleges are very, very good with support. I mean, some universities are as well. I don't want to say universities aren't, but smaller environments with more support staff is something you should be looking at. We have one-on-one academic advisors. They help you make your academic plan at Lane for 2 years. They help you prepare for university transfer, and they help you with scholarships. We have a student who is graduating in June. Oh, it's still May in Oregon. You guys are already in June. But in June, we have a student graduating. He got full scholarship to university for 2 years. We are so proud of him. So the academic advisors, they're eager to help you look for scholarships, even to universities to transfer. Immigration and CVIS advisors for your visa, free tutoring if you have a challenging course and you need some extra help. Of course, the peer mentors, I already mentioned, student leaders who help you. Weekly coffee talk every Tuesday when we are on campus. We have free lunch. And we all come together. And Titan Court nights, this is our student apartment. We have different events like Valentine's party, Halloween party, all kinds of fun traditional events. Trips around Oregon. We want you to experience the place where you are living. We go to the Pacific Ocean. We go to the mountains to go snow skiing and snowboarding. We go to NBA basketball games. If you like to shop, we go to huge outlet malls that are discounted shops. Oregon has beautiful lakes and waterfalls, hiking trails, and we have lots of trips on the weekends that you can join. Comprehensive orientation when you arrive, and arrival assistance, including free airport pickup. Few pictures of some of our activities. Going to the lake, go boating, that's our holiday party, going skiing on the mountain. And this is our international programs team. So this is the team that I work with, and we are all there for your support. So our office is right in the middle of campus. You're always welcome. We can help you with anything from health insurance or tutoring or changing a class, whatever you need. We are always available. Okay. Also, this is our student housing I referred to. It's new and it's apartment style, fully furnished and beautiful modern kitchen, private bedrooms. So one apartment has 4 private bedrooms. So you will share the apartment with 3 other students of the same gender. Laundry rooms for you to wash your clothes, an outdoor courtyard, elevators. There's free parking if you have a car, but you don't need a car because Lane Community College students get free bus passes. So you're able to ride the buses everywhere in the city. Very good network of buses and very easy to ride around. computer labs with free printing, cable TV, wireless internet, water, garbage, electricity, all included. Study lounges. Eugene is a beautiful place to ride bicycles. We have a river that goes through our city, and there's a path you can ride along. And the apartments have free bicycles you can borrow. This is the common area, the living room area of the apartment. So you share this part with your apartment mates. The dining area, lots of students love to cook together and share meals. And the kitchen behind, and another shot of the kitchen. So be sure to learn some of your favorite recipes before you come. And an overview of our costs. Again, this is for my college. So different colleges and universities, of course, have different costs. But this is our cost for an academic year. Tuition and fees, $10,500. Living expenses, $8,900, and that includes your apartment. Health insurance is required, $1,200. So you're looking at an estimated total for an academic year of $20,600. And again, you can apply for scholarships up to $3,500 off of that amount. And our application process, we welcome new international students every September, January, and March. So right now, our application is open for September and January, and we will be opening it soon for March. And hopefully this COVID-19 pandemic will stop so that we're able to welcome students to our city and campus again. Our application is online, so you do everything online and you can upload your documents directly online. You will need your passport scanned, transcripts from high school, your bank documents, financial documents, and optionally, you can also upload TOEFL, IELTS. And here is my contact information once again. Please feel free to send me an email. And also, I would encourage you to like our Facebook page. So if you have a Facebook account, go on there and look for Lane Community College International Programs and follow us. You'll see all kinds of information about everything that we are doing. On Friday, we had our international night and we did it all virtually, and the video is on there. So every year we have international night where different country groups have music and dancing, and they show off their culture. And we did it all virtually this year. It was called Around the World in 2 Hours, and it was on Facebook. So you can check that out as well. So thank you very much. I am officially finished with my presentation, but I'm very happy to continue on for a few more questions. Do you see any coming in, Iqbal?
It was, first of all, thank you so much for taking time to
Of
talk to our
course.
students. And I learned a few new things, obviously. It's great
Good.
to know such a wonderful institution. I think it's definitely worth trying by some of the Bangladeshi students. If the students have any question, obviously, you're also welcome to reach out to us to understand the education process of both Bangladesh and the USA. And we do a lot of group advising sessions where we explain some of the things for you to understand. Obviously, education USA process is a 5 steps process. We talk about not just about the application process. We talk about the visa information. We arrange actually visa information sessions to be conducted by the embassy consular officers, and we also conduct pre-departure briefings, before you leave, what to prepare for things like that. So we want you to be successful in your educational endeavor in the US. We always encourage qualified Bangladeshi students to find out different options. So today's option was one of the, it was very good. We want you to check different options and find the best fit for you. If uh, if you want to go to the East Coast or the West Coast, or the we have heard about the wonderful weather and the nature of Oregon. So if that is what you are looking for, that might be a best fit factor for you. So thank you so much, Carla. I really enjoyed, and we hope to have you again in future.
Yes, yes. I love talking about Lane. I never get tired of that. So I'm very happy to have other sessions with you. I do have another session, Iqbal, that is the general overview of community college system as well. So we could do that one, schedule that one as well. Although this one touches on that as well. But
Sure, absolutely.
yeah, I look forward to staying in touch with you. I'm happy to answer more questions. Okay, let's see. Can I get a recording of the session? Yes, this session is recorded. I
Uh,
hope the tech.
just can I just jump in here?
Sure.
If you want, Carla, you can send a link to the recording to all the students who have registered here today. But if you send us by a Google Doc, we can upload the whole presentation on our Facebook. So that's another way.
Okay, yes, and I hope that the technical issues I had did not interrupt the recording. So after this session, I will be able to download the recording, and I will send it out, and I will send it to you, Iqbal, in a good format for Facebook as well. And yes, so someone was asking about the application fee. There is a $50 application processing fee when you do apply to Lane. So you do need to be prepared to pay for that. Thank you all for your positive comments. I appreciate that. One student is saying they have a friend in Malaysia. We do have students from Malaysia, and your friend could definitely apply to come to a community college here in the US. So I would say yes to that. I don't think I see any other new questions. Iqbal, there are some questions here about the Community College Initiative program, and maybe that's something you do there at the embassy?
Yes, the Community College Initiative is a state U.S. Department of State program. So, in short, I would suggest everyone to go to the embassy website, and you can find information regarding CCI programs, Community College Initiative programs, on the embassy website. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us with our email addresses. You obviously know our Facebook page, so please feel free to contact us. Thank you.
All right, well, everybody have a fantastic day over there. I'm going to be joining Dreamland soon. And I would love to meet all of you in the future here at Lane, or maybe if I visit Bangladesh. So thank you for joining today, and I will send out a recording of this session. And thank you very much, Iqbal.
Thank you.
I appreciate you organizing this session.